Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. You know what you're doing. You know the right path, the right way to go. There's something that's being projected towards you to make you think you don't know, but that's just a temporary blockage. That blockage is being released so that you remember your power. And you remember that you have the most divine compass within you, which is a connection to the divine. If it were easy to remain on the divine path, more people would do it. Yeah. But you got it. 1, 2, 3 on the timer. Your steps are aligned. If you're watching this on the 8-8 portal, Lion's Gate portal, I wish you wonderful and powerful manifestations. And if not, if you're not watching this on the 8-8 portal, I still wish you many positive and powerful manifestations. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. What's coming through for this beautiful being? Speaking of which, cornucopia. I was just meditating and something came through that I want to relay to you now since it just came into my mind. Whatever being has been trying to stand in the way between you and your abundance, which is your soul's inheritance, okay? You will never meet a more spiteful, despicable human being ever. So, the good thing about that is that the worst is over. Because you have already encountered a being who wanted to, with every fiber of their being, they wanted to watch you become them. That's what they wanted. They wanted you to become just like them. And you've refused to do that. Instead, you have stood in your power. You have recognized who you are, who you truly are. 333 on the timer. And there's like this divine trinity happening within you. Divine unification. I'm getting like the masculine, the feminine, and the spirit all becoming one within you as a divine trinity. This is leading to your cornucopia, your true abundance that cannot be ruined. It can't be taken away from you because you have chosen to be who you are. And that means that you receive your inheritance no matter what. Oh, I was feeling this energy. Getting ready for the reading. It's like your success, your abundance is somebody's worst nightmare. Well, you have nothing to do with that. That really has nothing to do with you. There could be a caring connection here that someone's very envious of. and they want to send hostile energy towards this caring connection. This is the major impact of any negative energy that someone sends to you in your world, is that they're canceling whatever it is that they're sending negative energy to in your world, whether it's your abundance, your love connections, your relationships with anyone. It doesn't have to be romantic. That's exactly what they're canceling out in their life. So I'm seeing somebody spinning their wheels. They're working so hard to try to bring an end to something in your life, and they're just becoming more and more frustrated. So, adjacent possibilities. There's always a way for you. And there always will be a way for you. It's not your time to sit on the bench. If there's something that seemed like it wasn't going to work out, you're still going to do your soul's work. You're still going to love yourself. And you're still going to get done whatever it is that you have intended to do. You're going to get it done. It might be in a different way with this adjacent possibilities card, but you're going to get it done. And sometimes all we need to do, like if there's something that you have been wanting to do or to get started and it seems like something just keeps happening and standing in the way, sometimes all we need to do is stop pushing and take that as a sign to just take some deep breaths and realign with the frequency of peace. And remember that your intentions are blessed, and so there will always be a way for you to get it done. And sometimes we just have to relax and breathe into that frequency of whatever it is we're feeling, whether it's stagnation or temporary frustration, and allow Spirit to show us the way. Okay, now with all of these energies here, like envy and hostilities, I do recommend a daily ritual of protection. All right, I love using a protection jar. Also affirmations, spiritual baths. I do all of that. And when you make it a part of your routine, it's so wonderful because you realize that every day you're doing something to protect yourself energetically. There will always be a way for you. So indecision is right here under caring connections and hostilities. Let's clarify that, Spirit. The temple path. If you have been telling yourself that you're not meant to have caring connections, that's a projection. It's a projection. The way it is here, it's like these caring connections, which don't have to be romantic, but it is with another being, all right? But it does not have to be romantic. But there's someone behind you projecting that energy, like, of hostility. Oh, that's not meant for you, or trying to project a frequency of, I heard demise. Wow. Somebody really wants you to feel like you don't deserve love, or like that's not something that's meant for you to experience. And a lot of people in the spiritual community are so ready at any moment to say, I don't want relationships, I hate people. Well, I get it. Because, you know, the thing about it is, on the spiritual path, when your third eye is open, you see so much and you feel so much. And then a lot of those beings who are not spiritually aligned will tell you, oh, you don't really see what you see. That person is okay. Or there's nothing wrong with them. What's wrong with you? And after hearing that, it's like, I just want to detach and be over here, right? But on the spiritual path, at some point, connection is a necessary part of the journey. And you are meant to experience divine connections of some sort. They don't have to be romantic, but you will have connections if you don't already. For some of you, you already have connections, and there are beings trying to send hostile energy towards you, trying to make you feel confused about your temple path, about your soul's true path, the journey that you're meant to take. Divine, please clarify this indecision. We've got mature man and unbothered. This could be you or this could be somebody else, but you are mature. Oh wow, look, unbothered and abundance. There's a third party situation that you're abandoning. You're like, I don't have time for it. What this feels like is truly, whoever this reading is for, there's something in your life that you don't have to be bothered about. Like, you don't have to be worried about it, because you have divine connections in your world, whether you see them as romantic or not, whatever, they're divine, okay? And there's maturity here. Mature man, mature woman, okay? Gender is not significant here. But you don't have to be bothered about something because it's taken care of. There is abundance for you. And this is not just monetary wealth. This is also within caring connections. But please remember that there is someone who wants you to feel like the last rose of summer. They want you to feel like a penny waiting on change. They want you to feel like there's nothing for you. They want you to feel hopeless. And I would definitely be aware of any vibrations that you notice of wrath, okay? I was pulling from the Crow Oracle deck just a little while ago, and I kept seeing the Wrath card, 1333 on the timer. There's somebody who wants a new start to some third-party nonsense. That's exactly what this is. This is something that you're beyond, but somebody wants to drag you back in. And so they could be trying to project energy towards you, where they want to distract you from the beautiful things in your life. Look, the first card that came out was Cornucopia. You are wealthy and abundant in so many areas of your life. I would say all areas. Okay, now there might be something in an aspect of your life where you're like, I'm not where I want to be. Yeah, but you're not where you used to be. 1414 on the timer. This is about temperance. Also, what's been coming through is emotional regulation. Somebody wants you so pissed. And like, at what? At what? You know what it is they want you to feel? Is the wrath that they feel, because this is a very hostile being. And you know when they feel their most hostile and full of wrath is when they're looking at you. When they're thinking 1444 about you. Because if you notice here, okay, so this is somebody who's not in your vicinity anymore. All right? at the very least, they're not, you're not involving yourself with them. They could be close to you. They could be a coworker. They could be a neighbor. They could be a family member that you still might run into from time to time, but you have set boundaries with this person. With the third party sitch card coming out, this could be a group of people. It doesn't have to just be one person. But let me tell you, beautiful being, whoever this reading is meant for, not only are you mature, but you have caring connections that either you already have and divine is reminding you to protect those caring connections, or that you are manifesting and divine wants you to be open to that energy, because it is a true blessing that brings so much abundance. And the reminder coming through this reading is that you don't have to be bothered. You see how she's throwing up that peace sign? You can be at peace. That's really the vibe. But somebody is very angry and they want to project their energy towards you to try to trick you out of your wealth. You have rich guy and relationship. Rich man, woman, it doesn't matter, okay? You're abundant. Cornucopia already came through. There's also here something about, like I said, caring connections. This relationship card is just really about caring connections. It does not have to be romantic. This could be relationships with your children. This could be relationships with beings that you work with for healing, or for you help them out. Whatever it is, you have caring connections in your world. But you also have a situation that you left, that you put behind you long ago. For some of you, you do have a beautiful romantic love, and somebody wants you to forget that. There could be something here about a work situation where there's a potential for confusion, but there doesn't have to be. Like, that's an option that somebody wants you to think is worth buying into. Somebody wants you angry and they want you confused. But remember how Spirit brought through that if remaining divinely aligned were easy, everybody would do it, right? So it's almost like a situation where you kind of have to have tunnel vision. Okay, I'm not a fan of that phrase, tunnel vision, but I see where Spirit's going here, because it's like there's a whole lot of other options out there. There are a whole lot of projections out there of confusion and chaos and hostility and dissatisfaction. But when you focus, you become laser focused on that beautiful frequency of gratitude for the blessings that you have, beautiful being, and you have them. With Cornucopia being the first card that came out, you are divinely blessed. And it's not just about money. You have that as well. And I was getting that with the 8-8 portal coming through. Like, you're definitely manifesting financial prosperity. But this is about abundance in all areas of your life. There's something here that's going in your favor. It's moving in your favor. It's a legal situation. It's moving in your favor because you are divinely aligned. And so there's some sort of judgment or ruling that will be made in your favor because you have chosen to focus on your divine purpose. Yeah, okay. Now look, this poverty card came through on adjacent possibilities and indecision. So somebody wants you focusing on poverty, a poverty mindset, a scarcity mindset. Whatever is meant for you, beautiful being, is divinely protected, and you don't have to worry about that. You do not have to worry about that. Your gifts are divinely protected. Your abundance is divinely protected. And everything that you will manifest is protected. Okay, I was about to say preferred. So what you prefer is what you're going to manifest. That's what's coming through. Let me see about this poverty, because I feel like, you know, what I'm strongly getting in this reading is that there's somebody who's in these energies that they're trying to, like, it's almost like somebody's been carrying a load on their back, and it's their karma, it's the consequences of their actions, it's what they have reaped because of their choices, and they're so tired of it. They are, I saw the mentally unstable card. Oh, I had shuffled since then, but look, unexpected money. Yeah, that's what you're getting. But there's somebody who, ooh, there's somebody who has been carrying such a load because of their own actions and the karma of their actions, that they want to project that onto you. But also, there's something that they want to do as far as switching the energies, because you've got unexpected money coming in. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're surrounded with abundance. And that's what this person can sense. They pick this up. They pick up on this. And so they want to distract you from getting your prosperity because they are stuck in poverty. And they want you to see poverty as an actual option, but it's not. What it is the load that they're carrying. Or shall we say it's the scarcity that they are carrying or dealing with. We just saw 2121 on the timer. Something's closed out. It's closed out. But it's almost like a portal is closing and somebody's like, no. You know, they're so desperate to feel what you are experiencing and what is ahead for you on your path. And they want to get rid of what they have manifested for themselves. It's a no-go. There will be no indecision regarding your temple path, because that indecision is a result of projections. When you get that, like I said, that tunnel vision, I like how Spirit's bringing that through, because I usually don't identify tunnel vision as a positive phrase, but hey, it's working in this reading. Ashe, thank you, Spirit. Divine just wants you really focused on what your true path is, because that really is somebody's goal, is to make you feel like, which way should I go? Which way should I go? At this point in time, when you're watching this reading, it's not a time to really switch a lot of things up. It's not time to backtrack or go a different route or switch it up, or, you know, sometimes that is the vibe. You know, like it could be like Hanged Man or something like that, right? Seeing things from a different perspective, which that actually is good energy here, but not in the way of switching up what you're doing. The temple path is yours. And Divine is asking you to focus on that simple place within that's not complicated, it's not confused, it's just where the breath is. When you close your eyes and you shut out all of that other stuff and you remember who you are. You have done so much work to develop a strong relationship with your ancestors and with your spirit allies. I was getting, as I was getting ready for the reading, fearless ancestors. Whatever it is that you feel like you're struggling with right now, you have, there was in particular one ancestor that was coming through, but I have a feeling that you have many. But there was a particular ancestor who was coming through who has been there. It is a feminine ancestor, okay? So I'm going to say she's been there. And she knows exactly what you're feeling right now, because she felt it for much of her life. And she rose above it. She chose always to go in the opposite direction of fear, because fear wanted to keep her stuck. And she chose to act with resilience and with trust in herself and trust in the divine. And she had a very fulfilling life, a very long life too. She lived at least to her late 80s, okay? But that energy is definitely coming through and letting you know that it's in your DNA to be resilient. See? What's that doubt? Let's not doubt. It is in your DNA to be resilient. There's really someone who wants you in this indecisive energy. Look, just look at this. Okay? No. Yes. For sure. Okay? All right, you've got protection out here. Whatever this is about this third party sitch, that's where this envy is really coming from. Okay? And you know, with third party sitch, I hadn't even put that together yet, but with you having caring connections and love in your life, this is somebody who is always trying to be a third party. Like, it's actually quite sad because they feel like that's the best that they deserve, that's what they should always be, is a third wheel, a third party. And the sad part about that is that you know, I'm not talking about mature, responsible people who choose to be polyamorous. I'm not addressing that. What I'm talking about is people who do not respect someone or beings who have chosen to be monogamous. And if someone lets them know, okay, I don't want any involvement, we're good, I'm done, thank you, move along, I go my way, you go there, then obsession is what develops, right? That's not normal. And at the heart of that is a lot of anger, bitterness, and pain as a result of, at one time, feeling rejected or being abandoned. Because look, abandonment is here. Now, I have a feeling that this could have been you walking away from a situation that no longer serves you. But there is someone here who has abandonment issues that they have not healed. They've tried to run away from them. And all they run into while trying to run away from themselves, from their own pain, is they find themselves running into more situations where they feel rejected and abandoned because they're not looking at the original wound within themselves. That's not your responsibility. You cannot heal that for them. But what you can do is be aware of the energy that this obsessive being is attempting to project towards you, and never call that energy your own. It's not yours. And then that way you get to realign with your true temple path, okay? With no confusion, no indecision. Thank you, Spirit. Anything else for this beautiful being? Yeah, listen, let me tell you something. There is a tower that's going to be your protection because it fell right under protection. So there is something that is crumbling. As I am speaking these words, as you're hearing these words, okay, there is no time in the spirit realm. So as you're hearing these words, there is something that is crumbling regarding this situation, where whoever this is that's trying to twist your destiny and manipulate it, it's crumbling. That being and their intentions for your destiny, there's something that was so relevant for them at one time that is crumbling. It was the only thing that they wanted. It was the only thing they desired. What I'm getting is that this is a plan. This was a plan that they had to twist your destiny. It's crumbling. Their plan for you is crumbling. And that's why that portal is closing, and they know it, and they're reaching out. No, let me try to switch up the energy, but they can't. because you're focused on your divine path. Okay? What else about this Tower spirit? Yeah, this is the truth. Confirmation. And see, I know that because that is the only thing. Misery is the only thing that could motivate a person to do this type of work. Just pure misery. That's it. This person is stuck in poverty. Really what they're doing is they're trying to get help, but they don't know how to say that. They don't know how to humble themselves and say, I need help. So they try to manipulate. They try to maneuver. And it doesn't work anymore. This person is completely miserable. And any of these energies that they were trying to project towards you, that is their everyday. That's their all night, every day. 24/7, that's what this person is feeling, is confusion and envy and poverty, hostility. This person is angry at the world for how their life is. You know? They're angry. They're angry that you have people who love you and that you're developing loving connections. There's something here that's going deeper. I'm getting that message. There's something for you that's going deeper, and it is abundant. All right? Yeah. Anything else, Spirit? Ooh, Ace of Wands. Okay? So listen, this is what's about to happen. As you realign with what's yours, your true energy, and continue to tune out all the nonsense that's being projected out of envy, that brings a renewal of your energy. There's something that is coming to you. It's a passionate project. Okay? Now, if there's something that you've already been working on, this is just a new start within a project that's already going on. All right? But remember, the message came through that you're not changing directions. You're not really switching anything up. But there is something, if you've been contemplating something, if you've been wanting to get something started, and it's already been in your mind, in your mind's eye, and you've already been planning it, but the motivation wasn't there, that's what's coming. Okay, so you could be starting something new, but it's something that you've already wanted. It's just that now you have the energy for it. Why? Because you're realizing that any tiring frequencies, they weren't yours in the first place. So as soon as you release that, you can do an uncrossing. You can light a candle. If you have uncrossing oil, that's excellent. If you don't, you can use olive oil, and olive oil is always good because it's protective. You can do a cut and clear, use some lemon peel, put that in a bath and soak in there. But anything that you do, whatever kind of ritual you do, just release the energy. Let it be a ritual of release, where you let it go. You let it go, affirming that that energy is not yours. It's not yours. It came from a situation where somebody tried to develop cords and attach to you, but those cords have been released. And so anything now that you might feel from that is not yours. You don't have to claim it. That's why we cut the cords, because even if you feel it, you don't have to claim it. You just, ooh, boop, boop. You can go back, you know? Yeah. It's easier to send the energy back once you've done the cord cutting, okay? All right, beautiful being. Let's see. You know, I want to pull from this deck because I know that there's some beautiful energy coming your way, and I want to see what it is. Oh, okay. As we were talking about releasing, freedom. You're free. And all this reading is a reminder that you're free. Okay? Because you already know that. But you know, sometimes them vibes be vibing, and we just got to remind ourselves. And that's it. It's that simple. Look. You're free to be happy. And I'm seeing multiple people there. You have caring connections that bring happiness. And you know why somebody wants to stop that is because Your paths are completely different. There's somebody who has been destroying all of their connections because they did have some at one time. You've been building yours. You've been nurturing your connections because you've been nurturing yourself. There is no way to have a healthy connection with another being if we don't have a healthy connection with ourselves. And so you started in the right place. You said, let me do the hard work first, you know? And we don't come out the womb knowing that. But once we have enough bumps and bruises and wounds and all of that, those of us who choose to be divinely aligned, we're like, I know I got to heal myself first before I have anything with anybody else. Even with our children, we have to love ourselves so that we can love our children in a healthier way. Okay? Because a lot of karmic cycles play out in a very awful way if we don't heal ourselves. And it's not something that we have to do before we have children. I mean, ideally that would be great, but how many of us actually do that? So a lot of times we learn lessons, like our children sometimes reflect our own energy back to us, and we're like, ooh, is that how I'm being? Okay, let me love myself through this. Let me work on myself. Also, a lot of times in our children, we see generational curses. And we become aware of something that we need to break so that they don't continue on a certain path. And so that we don't either. This is all about the temple path. So that's why all of this energy has been projected, is because somebody sees that you're doing it right. They see that you're doing it right. And love, you can continue to remain unbothered and enjoying your abundance. Let me tell you. Okay, that's a whole vibe. I love those two cards together. Boop boop. Divine said it. It's love. Oh, and look. Balance and love. Okay? Once again, this is coming through yet again. Oh, look, compassion. Having compassion for yourself. Also something about trust. You can trust the universe. You can trust yourself. And there are beings that you can trust. Okay, because you've manifested these beautiful, loving connections, whether it's one or two, I don't know. But you have at least a caring connection with another being. And if you haven't manifested it already, if this is your reading, it is definitely in the works. But for a lot of you, you already have this beautiful energy present in your life. And it's just a matter of seeing it clearly. Because it is truly a blessing. The other thing that was coming through for me to say once again was emotional regulation. Okay, somebody wants to see you come out of your skin and become a different person. They want to see you become them, like hostile and confused and frustrated and it's like destructive fire, like burn everything down, you know? No. This. Confidence and trust in the blessings that the divine has given you and that you've manifested. Ashe, thank you, Spirit, for these messages. I am so grateful that you allowed them to flow through me, and thank you, beautiful being. Thank you for taking the time to tune in. I appreciate you. I appreciate your likes, your shares, your kind comments, your subscribes, your hypes, your donations, every bit of love that you send to In Her Dreams. I am so truly grateful for. I love you. I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care, beautiful being.